A couple videos ago, I made a video talking about how I was going to sell the CBR. And my reasons for selling it was because, for any of you guys who follow the channel, when I bought the bike, it was a mess, to say the least. It was an absolute mess when I bought the bike. My fault. I should have never went through with the transaction, and I learned my lesson. I'm not glad it happened, but I did learn a lot by making that mistake and buying this bike. And you guys are probably like, Rob, what are you talking about? The bike looks fine. It looks like it's running fine. And it is. But it had a lot of issues with it, and I tried to fix as many as I could, hoping that it would solve it. And then as I tried to fix some issues, it brought up more issues and uncovered more issues. So long story short, the bike had a few problems. That was scary right there. The guy behind me has blue headlights, and I looked in my rearview mirror and saw blue lights, and I was like, fuck. Woo! But like I was saying, a lot of you guys were like, Rob, why are you buying the bike? You just went through hell and back between Do It With Dan CBR, trying to buy that, and then hell and back with this CBR. So why are you selling it? To be honest, I didn't want the hassle. I really did not want to sit here and drop a ton of money into the bike trying to fix it and get it perfect. I figured I'd just sell it, cut my losses, and that would be that, and I'd move on to a different bike. For a while there, I tried to sell the bike. I tried to sell it when I left school. I posted it out in Philadelphia, knowing I'd be coming home with it, and I had a few people message me, asking questions about it, going back and forth, and then I had multiple people message me saying they were interested in buying the bike. So I was like, okay, cool. Every time I tried to meet up with someone, they backed out. So that kind of proposed a problem, just because all these people wanted the bike, but no one wanted to meet up and go through with the transaction. I had two people look at it down at school, and the one guy, it was just out of his price range. I wasn't really budging on my price back then, so that was out of his budget. And then the other guy, it was between this and an R1, I believe he was looking at, and the guy ended up buying the R1. So since then, I've had the bike up for, I don't know, probably a little over 2 months now, and still haven't been able to sell it. Nah, probably a little less than 2 months, but I still haven't been able to sell it. I've tried trading, I've tried doing everything, and none of it has produced a new bike. I don't understand why people do that at this light. That's not a turning lane. So I've been thinking about it the past probably week, and if I traded this bike for a 600, I wouldn't be happy. I really have gotten used to the power, and I've grown to love the power of the 1000. If I were to trade it for a 600, I would trade it for a 600 and then shortly thereafter buy a 1000, or sell the CBR and then, oh, there's another deer. Or I would sell the CBR and then use that money and buy another 1000, right? But you know, I really didn't feel like going through that process. Plus, I've already fixed this bike up to the point where it's obviously safe to ride. Oh, and I'm low on gas. But so I really don't feel like going through that again. I really did not. So I've really been thinking about it the past few probably weeks, and I think what I'm gonna do is now before I tell you guys this, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm really not. If someone comes along and offers me what I was asking for the bike, I'm probably gonna end up selling it to them. So this is not 100%, but I'm probably about 85% sure that this is what's gonna happen. So I think what I'm going to do is, and that's why for all you guys saying get an exhaust, get a fender eliminator, all that, I didn't want to do any work to the bike because I knew I was going to sell it. So I didn't want to do work to the bike and then lose that money I just did to the bike by selling it. So I think what I decided I'm going to do is, though, I'm going to end up keeping the CBR. It's only got, well, my gas light's on, but it's only got a little over 13,000 miles on it. I bought it with like 11,775, something like that. So it's not a lot of miles at all. It runs great, you know, there's no problems with the engine, no problems with the transmission, anything like that. If there was something mechanically wrong with it, I'd probably get rid of it. I'd probably still try to sell it. But since there's nothing mechanically wrong with it that's really detrimental to riding the bike, I figured, you know what, I think I'm going to keep it. And what I'm going to do to it is I'm going to do what I was planning on doing to it before I realized that this bike is more of a headache than it's worth. But I think I'm going to end up keeping the bike And I'm gonna get an exhaust for it. I already know what exhaust, so I think I'm gonna get an exhaust. I'm gonna finally get the fender eliminator, like I've been talking about, get that clunky piece of shit off the rear end of my bike. And then I've been in contact with Monster Fairings. I explained to them what I wanted, asked them the pricing on their custom fairings, because I know a lot of YouTubers have used them, like Walterific, Chase on Two Wheels, Cycle Cruiser. There's been a lot of YouTubers that have used them and loved Monster Fairings. Do It With Dan used them on his old CBR, and as far as I'm concerned, he liked the fairings. So I contacted Monster Fairings, and they said that they can cut me a deal on custom fairings. I can design them how I want, send them my design, and they'll make them for me. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the fairing design a surprise for you guys. I'm going to keep the exhaust a surprise, and the fender eliminator, that's not really a surprise. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys know what fender eliminators look like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do, like I said, the install of the exhaust and fender eliminator myself, and then I'm going to take the new fairings to a motorcycle shop, and I'm going to say, listen, I've had issues with this bike in the past. I need you guys to install these new fairings on here, and then once you're underneath the fairings and can see the mechanics of the bike and all that shit, if there's anything you see at all that is out of the ordinary or not attached correctly or not an OEM Honda part, I want it off, and I want a new OEM Honda part on. I want it to be as close to perfect as I possibly can get it. Now that means a few things. M3, oh, that's a nice looking M3. AMG killer, oh, come on now. It's an M3, relax. AMG killer. Wow, that girl's so hot looking. Look at that girl right there. Wow, hello. Her boyfriend's right with her, but screw it. But like I was saying, I'm just gonna pretty much get them to fix everything that they see wrong with the bike. And my goal is to get this damn bike back to as close to 100% as possible. I really, for the longest time, I just want a perfect or damn near perfect motorcycle that I can customize how I want, do what the hell I want to it, and make it good looking, make it mine, you know what I'm talking about? And every time I try to do this, it's just problem after problem after problem. So that's what I think I'm gonna end up doing for the CBR. And then once I get those three things fixed, I'm gonna do a big reveal. I'll show you guys the fender eliminator and the exhaust all at the same time, or like I'll show them to you on the channel, but I'm gonna do one big reveal once the fairings are on and the bike's all good to go, and hopefully by that point the bike will be all squared away and I'll be able to do what the hell I want with it and just really start to enjoy this bike. Not that I don't enjoy this bike now, it's caused me a lot of problems, it really has. And I'm asking myself the same question, but a lot of you guys are asking probably, why am I going through this much hassle for any old 2008 CBR1000? Yes, I could sell this and get a new CBR, I realize that. But like I said, I don't feel like going through that hassle. Plus, it's kind of like a personal thing. Like I'm at the point now that I just kind of want to get it fixed myself, and I want to be able to say that I was able to turn this fucking problem bike into a nice bike that I can customize to be how I like and all that. So it's kind of like a personal thing now. I just really want to get it done. And I know there's plenty of CBRs out there, but you know, this is my dream CBR. Not this exact bike, I'm talking just 2008 CBR1000RRs are my dream motorcycle, hence the RR part in my name. I've always wanted this bike, and I was finally able to get it, and I was a little disappointed by the exact one that I got. So I'm kind of making it my personal job to fix that. And that's why I don't want to go back to a 600. I really hope I don't run out of gas. I don't feel like calling someone asking for them to bring me some gas. But I'm pretty sure if my Google is correct, when I Googled it a while back, once that reserve light comes on, I think I got like 34 miles left, and the gas station I want to go to isn't 34 miles away. I know it's getting dark, so I'm probably going to end up wrapping up the vlog soon. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update on the CBR. I want to keep you guys in the loop. And a lot of you guys have been asking, are you keeping the CBR? Are you selling the CBR? Especially when I came out with the video saying I was selling it, and when I talk about me selling it in other videos, you guys always ask questions about it. But I think, like I said, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive I'm going to be keeping the CBR and just once and for all really trying to get to the bottom of this and fixing it. My biggest pet peeve is these fairings. I guess you guys really haven't seen it up close unless you're friends with me, but if you've seen it up close, the front, if you look at the front of a CBR, the two air intakes, like right here, That's where the bottom piece fairing, the two side fairings, and like the air intakes, the air ducts, I don't know what you want to call them, that's where they all come and connect. Well, on this damn CBR, none of them connect. I've tried everything and anything to try to get them to connect and be flush, and I can't. So hopefully with these new fairings, that solves that issue, but no promises. I'm really hoping it does, because that's how my fairings keep breaking sometimes. Air gets caught in them, and then like I'm accelerating, air gets caught in them, and then it ends up pulling the inside of the fairing out and damaging a part of the fairing, or Lord knows what else. So it's not a build series, because I'll be doing some of it, and the exhaust and undertail like fender eliminator, I don't know that I'm gonna make a video on it, just because it's gonna be my first time. So unless you guys want to watch someone who's mechanically challenged make a video that's 30 minutes long, that should be 5 minutes long, probably not gonna happen. The undertail that I want, I heard, is pretty hard to install, so I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that myself. I might just give that to the dealership. Ow, ow, ow! God, there's rocks, ow! This car in front of me is kicking up rocks all over. Holy fuck, there's gravel everywhere. I don't think the camera is able to pick that. Oh my God, I'm getting dick. So this is just a little more of a serious vlog, not me messing around, just kind of explaining to you guys what's going on. One more thing I wanted to add is, I know you guys are gonna comment, because it's a possibility. When I go to take the bike in and say, hey, fix everything that's not OEM Honda, put these new fairings on, and anything you see that's not right, fix, please. That opens the door for them to racking me up with a pretty high bill, and that's what I'm a little worried about. I don't mind spending money to get this bike back to perfect, but I'm not made of money. I can't just keep dropping all this money on this bike. So I'm really hoping that they can do that and not give me a ridiculously high bill. I really am. I know Honda parts aren't cheap, and the install for these places, they charge a shit ton an hour, but they know a lot more about Hondas and motorcycles in general, especially CBRs, than I do. So that's why I kind of want to take it to a professional and just get them to do it, and say, you know what, I tried, I put forth my best effort, but it wasn't enough. I'm not sure when I'm going to start ordering parts for the CBR. I don't know when the time frame is going to be, but expect it within the next couple weeks, hopefully. I still need to design the fairings the way I want. I got an idea in mind, but I need to design them and send them over to Monster Fairings. I think that was my friend Pete back there. So Pete, if you're watching this, I think that was you. Hello. It's getting dark, and like I mentioned in the last video, I don't like vlogging in the dark. Plus the video always turns out terrible for the viewers. And we made it. That's a wrap for today's video. If you liked any part of the video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. I'm gonna go get gas, and hopefully I don't have to continue this vlog because I ran out of gas. But that's something I guess you guys will see in a few seconds. I'll see in a few minutes. So I hope all you guys had a good day. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.